Now, comrades, you've seen this launch already, so I will speed this part up, but I want to make a few corrections here. Now, for some reason, I can't move the camera now. Oh, no. What happened? Okay, it's fixed again. So, first, of course, we want to make this thing point correctly here. Like that. The door is still fully accessible, but the ramp is a bit too steep now. There we go. Then also, I can't actually change the force with which this decouples, but I can auto strut this, just to strengthen the spine, so to speak, of the craft. Also, if this thing counts as a decoupler anyway, we don't need the other one. There. And of course we need to fix the staging. So this thing goes at the same time as that, and the rest is fine. Okay, good. Now we will just save this again, because that was just something I needed to fix. And then we'll call this Gemini 4. Now, the new crew. So who shall this be? Let's have a look. We have Nancy Kerman. What is this pilot bar here? Flight at Kerbal equals 1, but she didn't get the upgrade. Oh, that was, of course, she was the pilot in the Messerschmitt thing in the other episode. I think it's time for her to finish her training. So we're going to take her. And we are also going to take Calbury. I think he's the next in line. No, Bill. Bill has never been to space or orbit. So Bill is next, of course. We go in the list in which they were hired. So there we go. Now I will just launch, move them over, and then we'll take off, comrades. So save and launch. Launch anyway. Okay, this part I will do while you are here. So let's bring over Nancy. We will say EVA again, and this time it should be much better. She can just walk straight down. Of course, if I were in this position, I would also stop and just admire the view a little bit. So of course we will let her do that, and then she can go over into this tiny capsule that could possibly be her doom, but I don't think it will be, hopefully. So there is the first member and the EVA for the second. I also, oh dear, no, I've downloaded it, but I haven't installed it yet. A parachute mod for 1.3.1. Of course, that's one of the features of the new 1.4, but we can also have access to that. I just have to install it first. I think it also has ejection seats. Anyway, board. And we are ready, comrades, so I will spare you this. Let's just, yes, they've moved now a little bit more, so we have to go. Okay, see you in orbit, comrades. Comrades, we are in space, and I had to raise our orbit a little bit. In 2 minutes we will be getting very close to the Gemini 3, only 5.8 kilometers, so I think we can do the bulk of our orbital insertion burn at that point to sort of equalize our orbit with theirs. So if we go now to the target, we can see exactly where we need to burn. We just need to get the monopropellant, which is quite weak, I have to say. It barely moves this craft with the upper stage attached, but that's actually a good thing. So let's just get there and stop any rotation. So we will meet the target in 71 seconds, actually at 3.5 kilometers. Interesting. Okay, well, that's their calculation. So the estimated burn is 27 seconds. This is what's so nice about this mod. It actually tells you exactly how long, if you're landing on a planet, or in this case, how long you need to burn to cancel out the difference in your delta V. So this is going to be, we have to time it quite well. Of course, 27 seconds, as soon as we start burning, the time to intercept will also increase. So we don't have to actually do it at 27 seconds. I would say we could probably do it at around 15 or something. There's no danger of an impact here, of course, but now we're almost at 15, so actually it tells us when to go now. It actually does do that as well. So 11, 10, but then of course these will get closer as we bleed off speed. Interesting, you know, the mods can do so many things. Let's just keep on this vector and cancel everything. Cut it. Okay, 1 meter per second, 2 meters. Where is our target? There it is, 3.6 kilometers as the mod said, and we are in an orbit. So I think we could even ditch the upper stage now. It does have a bit of excess fuel still, but I think dump the thing. Dump the thing, we don't need it anymore. Now we do need still to get a bit closer. So let's see what happens if I put a maneuver here. I just want us to do this very carefully. I'm gonna have to play around with this a bit more. Of course, everything we do changes the orbit, but this will get us to 1.6 kilometers. So I just have to activate our engine and then do the burn. More or less. This is not too high stakes, fortunately. We have done this before, although we were forced to. So there we could see target 1.5 kilometers in 114 seconds, and the burn will take 8 seconds to equalize our delta V difference, and we have to burn once this counter runs out. So it does all of the thinking for you. Now we can even just dump the cap. I should have done it before we inserted into an orbit, because now it's more debris. Oh well. That should not hit the other Gemini though. It's still 1.5 kilometers difference. Let's get closer. I do wonder if we should have attached something back here. It does sort of look like it, but I'm not sure. For our purpose... Oh, good grief. Are we there? We are. We should have burnt already. Oh, good grief. Get distracted and this is what happens. Oh well. That's fine. Burn, but then also push the retro back towards the retro of the target. 3.6, but that's a bit far. I think we can do better. We're almost there. 1.9. Okay, do this burn. 1.3, and once we get there we just do it the normal way. So now where is the target? Let me actually keep my attention on the timer this time. 3 minutes to 1 and 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30. Get to the retro, please. But don't overdo it. They always overdo this. Actually, no, we don't want to burn yet. We do have a bit of time. I want to push the retro back to the retro of the target again. This is the way we get ourselves closer. Now this does update in real time, so we can see 200 meters in 9 minutes. Not a lot of movement, but okay, slow and steady does win the race, I guess. Lots of debris here. There's Gemini 4 debris, Gemini 3 debris. 3 minutes. 1 second burn. But now let us turn off SAS and do a nice slow rotation to the retro. Otherwise the SAS will overcompensate again. This is going to work. It's going to work, and we have lots of fuel. Everything is good. Everything is good. I should have added the or activated the fuel cell though, to get water and air, or not air, but water and electricity, but it's not been long. And does it help? It helps, it helps. There, 0 in 83 seconds. Now the counters disappear because we get so close. Okay. Now I actually, we don't, do we need to? I don't think this thing has a retro. It does actually. Good, good, good. Then we don't need to turn around. Just need to actually maneuver this. The translation controls are not very powerful. You know, it's the same problem we had that time. Making changes induces more changes. Just cancel it and cut it. The thing I should have done when we rescued Valentina was to just turn off the SAS because it was countering my movements. Anyway, we are very close now. So let us go to the day side. I think this will help. Any drift we have now is absolutely negligible. We're actually drifting a bit closer, which is good. And, ooh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good, comrades. This is the highlight of this episode. Let us turn on SAS again. Now turn it off. Point towards the target. Now, which way would that be? See, every change I make creates more changes. Just like that, lock that in please, and then get us closer. But very gently, very slowly. See, now the SAS is trying to counter my moves again. So let's roll. This shouldn't induce any change. Or actually, well, it doesn't matter. Because now I pointed them a different way. But if I go now with the V key again, this looks a bit weird. It looks more like the real Gemini encounters, the photos that you can see like this. So let's keep it like this orientation. Now let's just roll again. Get the windows on the upside, even though again there is no absolute upside here. It's only relative. Also helps me with the maneuvering here. Then just turn off SAS, get us onto the target again. Lock us in and press H. Does have some power though. And we approach, comrades, we approach, we approach. It's a glorious day for Kerbalkind. Certainly a much more relaxed encounter than the previous one. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Actually bring us more towards the side here so we point directly at them. Yes, this will be the one. Bill is very happy now. He is in his element. We can see these controls, but we can't use them for some reason. Yes, okay, well, we're getting close now. Let us just push ourselves up a bit. Now we must be careful not to impact. Let's slow down. We still have this weird roll going on. The SAS always has a problem countering my rolls. Never knows what to do. Yes, now I want to get us to a right angle. Oh, this is wonderful, comrades. Let us take a picture right here. Yes, 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 yes. This is exactly what I want. Push it a bit more. Now, of course, we won't stay in this position because technically we have a higher orbit here. Then, just get a bit further, come on. Zero, zero. Now, turn off SAS. Get us to point directly at them. Yes. Okay, we have a 1.1 meter per second move now, but okay, there we are. Comrades, we are here. The two Gemini craft, they meet in orbit. Let's switch to the other one and just change its orientation a little bit. Without messing anything up, I just want to recreate that NASA photo. More or less. Yes. Okay, F1 again. And let us see what this actually looks like. Oh man, this is it. This is what I wanted. Get the mouse out of the way. F1. That's our thumbnail, comrades. We have station keeping and we have our orbital rendezvous. Wow. That is just so wonderful. I love this. I love this. I hope you're enjoying this episode as much as I am, comrades. Look, we even have an eclipse there to honor our great meeting in orbit. Let's get closer. We're drifting a little. We are drifting a little because of our slightly higher orbit. Of course, on the other side, they'll be higher again. But this gets us more towards them. We could, of course, do the other maneuver, which is to point directly towards each other. I think we're going to try it, comrades. Let's see if we can do it. Yes, look at the shadow. Man, this is so great. Okay, we do need to drop and stop. Now what do we need to do? Let's consider it. Let's consider it. I don't want to dock. I wonder, no, I don't think we could dock. Our components are not compatible here. Let's just move us a little bit away. I think we're dropping here. Have to be very careful now. Okay, just slow us a bit and then off with the SAS, off with their heads. No, not like that, like this. Yes. We're almost there. We will have to move a little bit, but let's just lock this in. Let it do its thing. Okay, push us a bit forward and then to the left. I want to see that prograde marker. Okay, we're almost there, almost in position. Okay, now what? Now what? Turn that off again, point directly towards the target and lock it, and then move us back a little. We've moved a bit too far. This is all unnecessary, of course, but it's for the joy of the game, you know? That's why we do anything. Okay, slow down, slow down, slow down. There we are. Comrades, it's not perfect, I'll admit. We could go a bit higher. And then, of course, also slow down. There! That's it! That's it! That's it! Haha! We've done it, comrades! Before we start drifting too far, let's go in again and have a look. Yes! Oh yes! That's wonderful! Okay, comrades, I think we can probably wrap up now. I just want to see... We're going to start drifting now. That's fine. We can actually speed this part up and watch as we drift away. We have proven that Kerbal vehicles can, in a controlled manner, get near to each other and rendezvous and potentially even dock. Of course, our rescue of Valentina, that was a chaotic thing. We didn't do a controlled rendezvous. So I think this one is certainly proving the point much better. Now, let's prepare the return. I think, look, there's the eclipse. There's the eclipse happening on Kerbal. Wow, that we can actually see this. That's so awesome. All of this happened during an eclipse. I suppose there is still an eclipse, but only from that point. If we look at this angle, we can see the moon has moved away, but on this side it's not. So right there it would be an eclipse. Okay, and it's right over the KSC now. So I think we could probably re-enter right here somewhere. We will of course aim for the KSC. I think here. Now, the other one came to orbit first, so technically it should re-enter first, but in this case we'll do things the other way around. So target is off. Back to the retro, please. And let's just look at this thing. There's the fuel cell. You see the oxygen and the oxygen won't be regenerated, but the power will be. Our power is 566, so if I activate this fuel cell, it should start going back up again, as well as our water. Where is our water, by the way? There. Well, I'm sure it happens slowly, but the other point then is, again, the life support thing is not going to take account of that, just like it didn't take account of the actual fuel cell, the normal one. Oh well, doesn't matter. Re-enter. So here now we don't have the re-entry engines, we just use the orbital ones, which is not really, you know, mirroring real life, but that's not a problem. But again, we've been having it. It shows you don't have to go with mods if you want to recreate things. You can do a decent job on your own with stock. And certainly now, when we have much more historically inspired stock parts with a new expansion. So, yes, I think we're going to miss this. It's going to be too much of a hectic re-entry. Or we could do it just on the horizon there. Does not matter. At sunset. Why not? Right there. So, I think let's keep the pack attached for now. We'll just get a bit closer to the ground. Passing right over KSC. So I think now let us detach the thing. decouple node, there it goes, and now we should still be able to maneuver with our RCS, although it starts disabled for some reason. Just want to point us to the retro again. That's what these RCS thrusters are for. And we re-enter. So now we turn everything off and we let gravity do its thing. We have way too much ablator, but that's fine. So, see you close to the ground, comrades. Ah, comrades, what a wonderful sunset here. We could not have picked a better time to land. I think now we have to detach this docking cap here again, just like we did, by the way. We've been having it. I think we need to do it here. Decouple that, then the thing flies away with some force, and then we deploy the chute. So there again, we managed to capture that quite well. There's a wonderful sunset. We see the planets there, no stars again. This is the mod thing we saw before. It seems to have a struggle with the stars as soon as we land when there's a sunset. But we won't worry about that. We've got enough light here. Now we just have to wait for splashdown. I'll actually turn the lights on in the craft so the crew can see all of the instruments and all of that. So, we just have to wait for splashdown. Watch those G's. Not even 4 G's. That's a very nice opening of a parachute, I have to say. Very nice indeed. No, that's not the right readout. There we go, 6 meters. It's fine, that's a safe landing speed. Of course, it's still a very rough one, but we don't have to worry about their safety. Now I'll just speed up again. Just get us closer. There is something, that's the docking mechanism. And get ready. 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and slow down again. Boom. That's a heck of a splashdown, but anyway. So this thing even lands on its side. That's very impressive, I have to say. Anyway, now we can recover them, and comrades, I will meet you back in orbit. Comrades, we are back with Newbert and Nanny, and they are on the dark side at the moment. Let's just activate this fuel cell just to make sure the power and all that stays in the correct range. Then we can just go around. For this, I'm not going to worry too much about where exactly we land or when, but it should be in the day. So yes, I think this is fine. We'll aim for the desert again. Let's just do the retro and then burn. So they've been here 2 hours and 28 minutes. Not long at all. So our whole meeting and rendezvous was very, very efficient. So let us burn. I'm also intrigued, comrades, because I saw Scott Manley's video on the new DLC for KSP. They actually have another launch site for us. We don't have to use the one on the coast anymore. It's up here somewhere on this peninsula there. Very interesting. So we have to deal with inclinations and all of that. But it's optional, of course, but this they can use for those missions and all that. But I think that will be very interesting. I wish also they could incorporate the existing one that we have at Baikonur. That would be interesting as well. Not sure if that is a thing. But the facility is there, of course. That's a spoiler, but that has been an Easter egg for a very long time. But we can't do anything with it. It's just there. I think we'll splash down in the Skeleton Coast, comrades. That's what I call this coast of the desert here. The Skeleton Coast. So we can just splash down there. And I will detach this thing now. Of course we don't have to, but why not? Decouple node and activate this RCS pack. Just get us to stabilize. And in this case, comrades, we've seen this already, so I will meet you very close to the ground once again. Comrades, here we are. We have missed our target slightly. I guess the aerodynamic profile of this craft is not calculated correctly by the trajectories mod, or the detachment of the service pack led to this, but we're not actually splashing down. This will be a land landing along the Skeleton Coast. So of course the Skeleton Coast is a real place, comrades, in Namibia. If you don't know, you'll see many pictures of that. It's a very desolate coastline, sand dunes and all of that. Decouple please and deploy the parachute. So yes, Namibia has many very interesting desert landscapes. I have been there back in 2007. So this sort of reminded me of the whole Skeleton Coast. That's why I called it that. But we're almost to the ground, and that concludes a very successful mission, I would say, and a very enjoyable one. Very good way to spend a Saturday evening, I have to say. Let's just get there safely. Slowly opens. There's the nose cap thing going again, or the docking cap. Now I just have to speed up. Just have to speed up. It actually goes red here on the time warp, but that's because of all the clouds and mods and things. Oh hey, don't do that. It's another part crashing down. So yes, I hope they get rescued soon. This is not the place you want to be hanging out too long. But I'm sure their supplies will last, and they have water and all of that. So bang! There goes the heat shield. That's not good. This thing is obviously not made to land on land, but they are safe and well. Would have been another story if we ended by killing them in this episode. But comrades, I'll just recover now, and I will see you in the next episode. Leave me some feedback. What do you think about using mods like these instead of making craft myself? Or should we do both? Or what should we do? Anyway, I will also go over to the 1.4 missions, I think, at some point beyond our campaign, but I'll keep this around because this save has been going a long time and I want to continue our adventure. But anyway, we can consider things like that later. See you in the next episode, comrades, and have a fantastic day and a safe landing.